Lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Amy and I'm a cruelty-free makeup enthusiast and blogger. I am so excited because today we have the Star Wars Mandalorian The Child palette from Colourpop. We're going to do a first impressions on this. I am so excited to play with this. I'm a huge Star Wars and a Mandalorian fan, so I just thought this was the cutest little thing. I'm actually wearing the Child pajama bottoms right now. Hold on, let me just like lift up my leg. Do you see that? And then on top, of course, I have Pusheen. It says so lazy, can't move on it. But anyway, it's like really cold today. It's in the 30s and I'm freezing and it's nighttime, so I'm just pretty much wearing my pajamas. So I'm so excited to get started with this. I'm going to insert some swatches too that I did during the day so you can see all the shades in natural sunlight, but I do want to show you the palette. This is what it looks like. Isn't he so cute? So let me preface this by saying that this, although social media and just like in general, we've kind of deemed him as Baby Yoda, he is actually just the child. He does not have a name because The Mandalorian takes place about 5 years after Return of the Jedi, which if you've seen the original films, that's the third original film that was released back in the 80s. So let me show you these shades right here. Aren't they so pretty? I love the greens in here. And I love, oh, there's me and my camera, but it says cutest in the galaxy. Got a nice little mirror here, but I think this is super cute. It's that cardboard, super soft packaging, and a little bit of the little dots and stars around here are a bit raised, so you can feel that as well. There's a texture. So anyway, yes, this is the child, and basically to sum this up, I'm going to start playing with this while I explain what I'm doing. I'm going to be using all my Profusion brushes because I'm having a love affair with them right now. I think I'm going to go right into Float Your Crib, which is this green right here in the center. So yeah, so it takes place 5 years after the, I grabbed the wrong brush because I'm all over the place. It takes place 5 years right after Return of the Jedi. So if you know anything about Star Wars, Yoda's been dead for quite some time. So this creature is the same species as Yoda, and this type of species is just very force sensitive. So basically the premise of the Mandalorian, if you don't know what a Mandalorian is, they're basically bounty hunters, and this one particular Mandalorian takes a job to find something. He's told he thinks it's someone who's like 50 years old. And when he finds who he's been hired to find and deliver, it's a baby and it's this little creature. And then he decides that he wants to protect this baby at all costs. And that's how the Mandalorian and the show kind of ensues. It's actually really sweet, very cute. It's typical Star Wars in the sense where it can get very dramatic and then it'll get really silly. It's a great show on Disney Plus. I highly recommend it. It's beautifully well done because Star Wars has the might of Disney behind it. So they have just, I mean, tons of money, just endless amounts of money to boot, and it at their disposal. So the show is very beautiful to look at as well. Okay, I've zoomed you in a little bit just so you can see what I'm doing. I just created a bit more of a type of harsher line slightly above the crease because we're going to do a bit of a smoky eye. And this shade, this Float Your Crib shade, is actually really quite stunning. It's like a blackened deep olive green. It's really pretty. I also want to remark before I continue on that this retails for $16 and it's a vegan palette as well, which I'm really happy about. So going in with a bit more of a fluffier brush, I'm just going to blend out the edges with this. So have you guys seen The Mandalorian? If so, how are you liking it? As you can tell, I'm a fan. I absolutely love it. My husband and I tune in every Friday to watch it. We're so excited that the second season is on. Okay, so those harsh lines have been blended. I'm going back with this smaller brush, and I think I'm gonna go into Babyface, which is the center mint green shade right here. And I'm just gonna go slightly above and just blend out. So one really cool thing about The Mandalorian as well is that it has a ton of guest directors and guest stars on it. So people who play or do voices of characters in the show are like all different famous people. So you'll see someone and they might be in a costume and you don't even realize who it is until afterwards, because at the end they play the credits with the original concept art, which is really cool. And then you can see like all the people who have done voices and stuff for characters. So I think this is blending out quite nicely. This is typical Colourpop formula, which I kind of come to expect. I'm very rarely disappointed by Colourpop, so you kind of know what you're getting into and how to work with these shades. So far, so good. I think I'm going to go into the Force. When I was swatching these shades, I was really drawn to this one. On the website, it's described as an ultra metallic, vibrant antique gold with pinpoints of gold glitter. So going in with more of a flat packer brush, I'm going to apply this shade. It's super creamy too. I think I'm just going to use a finger instead, because this is so foiled. Yes, it's going to look so much better with a finger. This is so unbelievably pretty. It almost has such a glittery effect, but it's not a glitter. And I appreciate that they did not put a pressed glitter in this palette. What should we go into next? Should we do the lower lash line? So let's go back into Float Your Crib. It's that darker green again. And let's just put that underneath. Concentrating just on the outer portion of the eye. Let's see if I can use that flat packer brush again, but we're going to use it on the lower lash line. So let's go in. I want to play with some of these other colors here. There's a really pretty shade. This is called Little Frog, which if you've watched the show, the child actually eats a little frog. He just goes like that. It's so funny. He tends to put a lot of things in his mouth like a child would without asking, and then you're like, don't eat that, but it's really cute and funny. So I'm going to go right into this shade, and it's like a matte but with shimmer in it. Colourpop's been doing a lot of these kind of shades. I find that the shimmer blends out when you're like kind of blending it in the crease or anywhere else, but it is quite pretty. So Little Frog this is a matte olive with flecks of silver glitter. So let's just put this right under the lash line. For those of you who are new, green is my absolute favorite color, and even my background is green. This wall right here is painted a beautiful green. Eventually I will have a beautiful backdrop, I promise. My mother-in-law was super sweet. She actually built something for me, and she's been wanting to come in and like put it up herself as part of the gift. So eventually you will not have to stare at this wall much longer. It'll be decorated and much prettier than it is now. We should definitely play with some of these lighter shades here. So I can either go into Sipping Soup, which again, and this is another really cute thing that the child does. Right Hand Mando, which is super cute, and Precious Cargo. So there's like a more of an icy shade. So this is a Super Shock right here in the corner. I think that might be really pretty to kind of apply just with a finger. Even my nails are a deep green. They fit perfectly for this. So let's put Precious Cargo. This is again that Super Shock shade that's here in the corner, which is the Opal Gold. I'm gonna take a fan brush and let's see if we can apply this to my brow bone. Super Shocks tend to be best applied with a finger, so it may take a little work to get this going, but let's just try. Yeah, it's taking a little too much work. I'm wondering if I should just dip my finger in and just, yeah, there's a lot more impact when you do it that way. Alrighty, my lovelies, so that is the final look doing the new Star Wars The Child Mandalorian palette from Colourpop. I think that this is actually super cute. The moment I saw this come out, I knew I had to have it. My husband was actually really sweet enough to purchase this for me, so I do want to mention that. So thank you, Chris. I love you. So my first impressions is that I really like this palette off the bat. I think it has a nice assortment. You have some icy shades, you have some gold shades in here. There's a pretty mint in the center and more nude and brown shades, and then this deeper, darker olive green too. So I think it's a really nice balance. I only played with 5 of the shades out of the 9. So but what I can say is that I really, really liked it. I thought it was super creamy, buttery, blended very nicely, was very easy to apply. I love that it's a vegan formula again. So those are my first impressions. I will come back either in another video to maybe do some more looks, or at the end of the month I tend to do a roundup of all the palettes that I've tried out for this month, and I could kind of give my final review then. So make sure to check that out when that comes up. I just am so happy with this thing. The nerd in me is way too excited. The last time I feel like I was this excited was when Colourpop did the Sailor Moon palette, and I flipped because, again, I'm such a nerd. I'll leave that up above if you're interested in watching that video. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for spending time out of your day to spend it with me. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you made it this far, comment down a little peach emoji in the comments down below because you are sweet as a peach. And until next time, remember to stay compassionate and chic. Bye!